Hello everyone, welcome back to Let's Talk About Singing. My name is Marco. I'm a singer, songwriter, voice teacher from Italy, living in New York City. We're here today with another reaction and vocal analysis. It's no secret that Mariah Carey is one of my favorite singers ever and that I'm a total lamb. And it's been a while since I did a classic Mariah performance reaction and analysis, so today I decided to go back in time a few years and do a special live version of Love Takes Time that Mariah did in Stockholm. I think that Love Takes Time is one of Mariah's best songs, and I think it's also a little underrated. I mean, it did go number one, but it's not recognized as much as her other hits. I think that it's a super complicated song, and I think that she delivered a stunning vocal performance in the record, but also in her live performances at the time. And especially this one in Stockholm, for me, there's something very particular about this performance that makes me think that it's one of her best ones. If you're a Mariah's fan, let me know in the comment section if you think Love Takes Time is one of her best songs and if it should be recognized more. One of the things that really stands out to me when Mariah does her embellishments, her oohs and ahs, and her riffs and runs, it's her sense of melody. You can tell that she is a real songwriter with a great melodic ear because her oohs and ahs and riffs are always so melodic, they really sound like part of the song. They are not just done for the sake of showing off and showing how good she is and how high she can go or low she can go or how agile her voice is. They have a very, very specific melodic purpose. Oh yeah. Her embellishments contribute to the song in a melodic way, and they are catchy. I feel like Mariah is one of the few artists where her fans and her listeners can actually sing along to her runs because they are so rooted in the melody. They are such part of the song and not just like mere embellishments. Do you agree with that? And she's actually changing this little introduction and she's going even lower. I don't think that Mariah's low range gets talked as much as her high range. I mean, she's going as low as C sharp 3 just in this introduction. And this is a very low note for a woman. These first lines already introduce one of Mariah's main elements when it comes to vocal delivery. This constant passages between chest voice and falsetto, and this like breathy falsetto that is just such a trademark of hers. Mariah does that a lot, especially in her ballads. She always gives the first verse with a little bit of softness or breathiness or in falsetto like this. She's like teasing us, right? Like we know that big notes will come. We know that high notes will come and powerful vocals will come. So she's just not giving away her voice too much to prepare us to build up. Now, what did she do here? She sang the same melody, but just a full octave lower, right? If we think about the original version on the record, now I wander around, feeling down and cold. And she's doing, feeling down and cold. This is called a vocal save. A vocal save is when singers choose an alternative melody, usually a lower or easier melody, to avoid a certain high part or complicated part of a song. Singers do vocal saves all the time during live performances, and it doesn't take anything away from their performances. It doesn't mean that they cannot actually hit the note. Sometimes it does, but in some cases like this one, we know she's gonna go all the way up there. So why did she choose to do a vocal save right now? The reasons for a vocal saves are different. It depends. Sometimes it depends on the day. Some singers might not feel great on that day and they might choose to avoid some high notes to make sure that they don't miss them, or maybe they don't want to strain because they're preparing for something. Maybe they're on tour and they have to sing 30 songs each night, so they try to preserve their voice, avoiding certain notes that might make them strain because they might be a little too outside of their comfort zone. In some cases, it's just a decision that singers make on the spot. Like sometimes you're singing and as the line is approaching and the high note is approaching, you don't feel that in the moment you're gonna hit it, so you just opt for another alternative melody or a lower melody or an easier one. It can just be a decision that happens in a split second. And again, I don't have anything against it. It doesn't take anything away from her talent. In this case, she just dropped an octave and she's gonna give us big vocals later. So she just avoided this high phrase in this part. Maybe she wasn't feeling it in that moment, and that's fine. This chorus is so melodically rich and complex. And this is why I insist on saying that she's such a good writer. She goes up and down. She goes as low as G sharp 3 and as high as E5 already in chest voice on To Let You Go. And despite all these notes and all these different phrases and all this wide range, the song doesn't sound complicated at all. Even the chord progression is not as easy as a normal pop song, but despite all this variety of elements, it still stays very pop, very melodic, and very catchy. I don't wanna be here alone. Suddenly I'm so incomplete. One thing that is very interesting for me to notice in this second verse is her posture and her mouth shape. She is opening her mouth pretty wide already, even though she's not in the highest part of her range. And this is something that I recommend my students all the time. You don't have to wait for the high notes to create an open and a relaxed position of your jaw. When you open that way already in the medium-low notes of the song, well, it helps relax your jaw, it helps keeping your larynx down, it helps with enunciation, and it helps with clarity and fullness of the tone. It helps to preserving the same sound throughout, avoid nasality, avoid sounds that are squeezed, and also by keeping the larynx down and keeping the jaw relaxed in the easier parts of the song, when you eventually go to the harder parts of the song, your jaw will already be relaxed and your larynx will already have stayed in a lower position, in a less tense position, so there's less tendency to tense up. And remember that tension doesn't only happen in the highest part of your range. There are micro tensions that can happen throughout the song and that can interfere with your vocal delivery, and you might not be aware of that because they happen at a micro level, but if they keep happening throughout the song, eventually they might make the hardest part of the song a lot harder to deliver. Her switches from chest to falsetto are so beautiful, and they are so accurate and so precise despite how not easy at all they are. Suddenly I'm so incomplete. Hey, yeah. Suddenly I'm so incomplete. She does it twice in the same line in the same breath. Lord, I'm needing you now. Won't you tell me how to stop the rain? Yes. This is another vocal save. In the original recording, she goes, Lord, I'm needing you now. Tell me how to stop the rain. I cannot even do it in falsetto. Tell me how to stop the rain. But here she opts for, won't you tell me how to stop the rain? With that beautiful descending run. That run is so creative and so particular to just do it in that spot. It sounds very unexpected, and I think it's actually maybe even better than the original choices. Won't you tell me how to stop the rain? Oof, nice. Tears are falling down endlessly. Whoa. She's changing the melody once again here. It's not a vocal save, it's just a different way of doing the same line. In the recording is tears are falling down endlessly, like the same as the first verse, but here she's doing tears are falling down endlessly. I love that. So creative. Love takes time to heal when you're hurting so much. One interesting thing that I noticed here and that I talked before in other videos as well is how in her early years she used to end some strong phrases with like an you know. I don't know if you guys noticed that, and I don't know if you like it. I find it different. I don't hate it. I'm not crazy about it. I'm happy that she stopped doing it, but I think it's a very typical element of her vocals of the time. Ah! Now, one of the hardest part of this chorus is to let you go. I can't escape the pain. Why is it so hard? Because she is going from an F sharp 4 to an E5 in chest voice. That interval already, it's so hard to cover. It's a minor 7th interval. So she's starting from to let, right? And as if it wasn't enough, from that let E5, you go. She goes down to D sharp 5, C sharp 5, B4, and after that, she's jumping back up to D sharp 5 in chest voice on I Can't Escape the Pain, and it's all in one breath. To let you go, I can't escape the pain. And check this out. Even if it's just in one breath, she puts a small pause between go and I, and she actually used a gentle closure of the vocal cords to go back to that high note ah. She's not doing to let you go, I. She's not sliding up. She's doing let you go, I. That little click actually helps in decompressing any possible tension, in engaging better, but also it prevents the larynx from lifting. It prevents you from like squeezing the note up, right? If you try to slide back up to a high note after you started from a high note and went down, descending to a lower one, chances are that you might squeeze a little bit. If you go to let you go, but she's doing to let you go, I can't escape. That little click helps so much. Check it out. Try to pay attention to it. To let you go, I can't escape. Got it? This is something that I tell my students all the time. Try to work on that little attack, that gentle attack of the vocal cords. It's not forced. It's not It's not something that you squeeze from your throat. You actually relax your neck and relax your larynx and let the vocal cords close. And you can do it in an ascending way towards the high note that you want to do. Do you see that I'm not tensing up anything? I can't escape the pain. 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 You see what I'm saying? It's way easier than if I was doing that could potentially cause some tension and make me choke on the note. It also helps with pitch and accuracy of the note because you just start from the note instead of scooping up to it. This shape really helps in keeping her tone deep and rounded, right? She really wants to give this like deep, low, very warm sound. She's not doing alone. She wants that chest big low sound. Before we continue, I want to remind you that if you want a free consultation voice class coaching session with me online, all you have to do is check the links in the description of this video. You can send me an email at letstalkaboutsinging84@gmail.com, or you can find me on Instagram at perfectmark.music, where you can also hear my original music and you can watch me perform. Everything is in the description of this video. Hit me up and let's work together. In this bridge, we're back in the 5th octave with that it's over. hitting D sharp 5 all the way up there. What is she doing here? She is jumping a full octave from G sharp 4 to G sharp 5, switching register, and then going to the falsetto in G sharp 5 to might say that might, it's F sharp 5, so just a whole step under that super high you might. It's supposed to be chest there, or mixy chest, I would say, and that descending run. To do something like this is so hard and requires so much control that actually something slips away from her a little here, but in a way that it's barely noticeable, and all that happens is that her voice gets a little raspy, but the good thing is that she does not lose control of the note. So she actually does hit the F sharp 5 after the high G sharp in falsetto. You might. She does hit that, but it's not as clear as the rest of the song. But I mean, can we give her a break? That is so hard to do. G sharp 4 in chest, switching all the way up an octave in falsetto, G sharp 5, switching back to mixy chest, F sharp 5, and then doing a little run after, while doing all these other things in the song, you know what I'm saying? But pay attention if you notice that little distortion, that little rasp that happens on that F sharp 5. She literally jumps 2 octaves from B4 insa to F sharp 6, and then she sustains that with vibrato, and then she adds a G sharp 6, so she goes a whole step above that. She adds a little run at the end, and after having done this like insane thing, she catches a quick breath, and then she goes back into falsetto on 2, which is a B4. Here when you're hurting so much, down to G sharp 3. We were just to G sharp 6 a few seconds ago. So she covers 3 full octaves in a matter of a few seconds. Couldn't see that I was so blind to let you go. I can't escape the pain so deep inside because love takes time. And the way the chorus continues is just another vocal roller coaster, all the way up, all the way down, riffs, runs, different registers, switches of vocal choices. It's just so much going on. And once again, nothing feels extra, nothing feels unnecessary, nothing feels like it's compromising the melody. Back to my point, such a good songwriter and such a good singer that she can add all these vocal crazy choices in a way that does not impact the beauty of the melody. You never even once lose the melodic sense of the song. That is real musical talent. And I mean, just to prove my point, let's recap everything that happened from that bridge up until the end of this chorus in terms of this like vocal roller coaster, right? I'm gonna do it a little lower, but just for you to have an idea. You might say that it's over. You might say that you don't care. Oh, you might say you don't miss me, you don't need me, but I know that you do, and I feel that you do inside. To heal when you're hurting so much. Couldn't see that I was so blind to let you go. I can't escape the pain so deep inside because love takes time. Oh my God, like, you know, Just to show you how complicated it is, even in terms of breath support. This is just so much. The level of control to be able to nail all these notes and to make sure that everything sounds so effortless and so accurate is really, really remarkable. I don't wanna be there alone. And then again, we end with soft vocals, falsetto, breathiness, switches of register, and embellishments and perfect runs. I mean, whew, do you know what I'm saying when I talk about her talent as a songwriter? Not many people can write melodies that are so complicated in terms of the amount of things that you have to do and the amount of notes and the different chords and the embellishments and the riffs and the runs and the jumps and the intervals, and still keep it catchy, still keep it very melodic, still keep it very pop. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this video. If you are a Lamb and a Mariah fan, give me a thumb up, subscribe, let me know in the comments. Did I forget anything? Did I not notice something very particular? Do you like Love Takes Time? Do you think it should be more recognized as one of her best songs and her best vocal performance? Let's talk about it in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching. This is Marco. Let's talk about singing. Ciao.